الهدى. One of the most beautiful rituals in Islam that identifies this beautiful religion and the Muslims is the Jummah prayer. Jummah is the name of the day, which is Friday. So the Friday prayer is one of the most important prayers in Islam, to the extent that there is a surah, one of the chapters of the Quran, by this title and about this subject. And we all know that Friday is the best day of the week. It's the best day that the sun had ever risen upon. Allah Azza wa Jal had made that day a day of feast and celebration and a Eid every single week. And Allah has blessed this day with a number of virtues so that people would know the value of this day and that they would do the actions according to the Sunnah that the Prophet ﷺ directed us to do on it. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, the best day on which the sun rises is Friday. On it, Adam was created. On it, he was admitted to paradise. On it, he was expelled therefrom. And the hour, the day of judgment, will only begin on a Friday. And this was reported by Al-Imam Muslim in his Sahih. So what's the ruling on praying the Friday prayer or the Jumu'ah prayer? It is mandatory upon every individual who is accountable, adult and male, and of course someone who is capable to attend. Because Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran, O you who believe, when the adhan is called for the prayer on the day of Jumu'ah, on the day of Friday, then proceed to the remembrance of Allah and leave trade. Do not sell or buy. And the Prophet ﷺ also said, going to Jumu'ah is obligatory for everyone who has reached the age of puberty. And also the Prophet ﷺ warned people against not attending the Jumu'ah when he said some people should stop neglecting Jumu'ah prayer or Allah will surely place a seal on their hearts. Then they will be among the heedless. So it is a huge sign of hypocrisy. May Allah Azza wa Jal protect us. Of course, Friday prayer is not mandated upon women or children who have not reached the age of puberty and those who are sick. And also a traveler is not obliged to attend the Friday prayer because the Prophet ﷺ would not pray it when he's traveling. However, if he settled in a city and the people in that city or town offered it, he would offer it with them. But if a woman or a child decided to pray the Friday prayer, are they required to pray Dhuhr again? The answer is no. Whoever prays Friday, this suffices him from offering Dhuhr. But whoever skips Friday must pray Dhuhr. So those who are obliged to pray Friday are those who are in sound mind, they're resident and not traveling, they have the ability physically to attend. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, Jumu'ah prayer in congregation is obligatory for every Muslim except for four: a slave, a woman, a boy, and the one who is sick. So these people are exempted from praying the Jummah prayer. When is it to be prayed? What's the time of Jummah prayer? It's an issue of dispute among scholars. And according to your textbooks, the most authentic opinion is that Friday prayers time is identical to Dhuhr time. So after the Zawal, after the sun has passed the meridian until the length of the shade is equivalent to the height of an erected object, this is the time of Jumu'ah. However, the authentic hadith also supports the opinion that the Prophet ﷺ may have prayed it half an hour, and some say an hour before the time of Dhuhr, but the majority of scholars stick with the opinion that you've heard earlier.